We have big emotions, and when we let them dictate our experience, we can end up in a lot of trouble, allowing our reactions to be destructive to ourselves, to other people, or to fall into unconscious patterns of self-sabotage. Hi, I'm Susan. Welcome to my channel. I am an intuitive healer and coach, helping others live an aligned life. If you struggle self-regulating or with emotional regulation, it's not really your fault, because if you're like me, you may have learned the maypole dance in school, but you didn't learn about emotions or about how to allow them to move through your body. All right, first, it is most important to note that you are not your emotions. We have a cultural habit of identifying wholeheartedly with our emotions. I am mad. I am happy. I am these emotions. And let me be clear, you are not. You are just experiencing emotion, energy in motion. And when emotions become problematic is when we are unconsciously reacting to them instead of allowing and choosing a response. These emotions are not good or bad. You are not a worse person because you experience anger. Only your response to that emotion can be good or bad. Having it is just allowing you to know what you are experiencing. It is a way to do a temperature check. Say, how am I feeling? Oh, I am feeling anger. What is this anger trying to tell me? When we stop feeling guilt or shame or frustration about having emotions, we can really check in and see what they are trying to teach us. In order to get to a place where you can identify and become friendly with your emotions, try checking in with yourself several times a day. How am I feeling? There's all different ways you could be feeling. It could be anger. Is it truly anger, or maybe are you jealous? Is that jealous actually insecurity? When you start to go a little deeper and a little deeper as a means of being curious and not judgmental about what you are experiencing, you can start to know yourself better. And then further the conversation with yourself by saying, where do I feel this? If you are feeling stressed, maybe you feel it in your head. Maybe there's some tension in your neck. If you're feeling joy, does it feel like your heart is expanding? Where are you feeling this? When we start recognizing how many different feelings that we feel throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, we can understand that we are not angry. You have experienced so many different emotions, and so we can stop tying our personality, our persona, our self to emotions. Oh, this is what I'm experiencing. How interesting. Where am I experiencing that? Okay, is this trying to tell me something more about myself? Is the grief wanting me to sit with it and just feel it and honor it? And when you start checking in with yourself, you can start finding the appropriate coping mechanisms if it is a feeling that you wish to release. How can I allow this feeling to be processed instead of trying to suppress it? Because when we suppress our emotions, that's when it ends up manifesting in physical issues. That is where disease and ache and pains come from. And so we want to acknowledge what the emotion is and then say, oh, grief, what do you need from me? What would you like me to do? And maybe it's sit there. Maybe it's call a friend and share a moment if you are grieving the loss of somebody. Maybe it's journaling or getting outside in nature and taking a walk. But the more we connect with these emotions, the more we stop judging them or having guilt and shame. In our good vibes only culture, we have made it to where there are emotions you're not supposed to have. And that's not the case. They are all just tools of the experience. It is to help you know yourself better. Oh, this really is upsetting me. What is at the core of that? Maybe there is just for you to learn how to express anger appropriately. But when we stop having judgment and start saying, okay, there is growth for me in this emotion. There is growth in how I receive it and respond to it, then we don't need to be brought down further or hit that struggle switch where one emotion leads to this overwhelm. If you are somebody who ends up in the cycle of one emotion getting snowballed, anxiety becomes more, and then doubt, and then worry, and then all of them creeping up and becoming so much bigger than just saying, oh, I'm feeling anxiety. What is this trying to teach me? Then I really suggest you looking at tools like EFT tapping. That is a great way to learn to bring down the noise, connect with yourself, and realize you are in control. You are not your emotion. You're just allowing it to pass through you. And the happiness that you felt yesterday, it passed. The anxiety you felt 2 days ago, it passed. And so when we stop identifying with these emotions as who we are and just experiences that we have, like walking to the mailbox, like pumping your gas, it's just brief moments in time. And if we allow them to exist, they don't have to dictate our behavior. So as you are learning to identify these emotions, feel where they are in your body and really connect with your emotions, you will still have times where somebody really pisses you off or really frustrates you or your kids upset you. And that's part of our experience. And the best way to handle that is practice the pause. Take a breath and say, I am not this frustration. I am not this anger. I am how I choose to respond to it. Think about how you want your response to be, because a lot of times our responses to our feelings compound the problem. We fight back and we throw gas on a fire where we would say, I really don't want a fire. And then we dump a whole bottle of gasoline on it. And so when you pause and say, oh, okay, let me see, where can I find some water? How can I lower the temperature of this situation by responding appropriately? And that might be by saying, I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm going to take a few minutes and cool off, and then we'll be able to discuss it. But that is an appropriate reaction to emotions, is practicing that pause and checking in with yourself and saying, okay, what is a responsible reaction right now? And so the more you get connected to your emotions and realizing that you can be in control of them instead of them being in control of you, the better your days will be. The fewer apologies you will be required from snapping back or lashing out. And I really hope this video helps you. If it did, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to bring you more videos that will help you live an aligned life.